discussions going on about immigration and a lot of stuff like that. So I want to watch this. This is kind of the first thing that I saw about it. One of the biggest things that I saw about it. Let me make sure the volume's all good. Make sure it's actually coming through. This one?
Fueling demonstrations lead to arrests.
Okay, so yeah, so there's been a lot of anti-immigration, pro-immigration protests. This was a few weeks ago. However, it is still very relevant. There's still a lot of discussion about it, and it does need to be talked about. This is it's quite silly,
With
but let's
at the
listen
center of
to it.
all.
Yeah.
The anti-immigration rally and the counter-protest.
I'm not saying no to immigrants. I say we need to slow it down.
Not in our park, not
So-
in our community.
From what I know, he is the leader of a Canadian group that is essentially anti-immigration, kind of like what's going on in the U.S. right now. And he was portrayed as I forget the exact things that they tried to label him as. I'm not sure. I didn't look into him. I don't know him fucking personally. Whatever. All I'm saying is, if there is extremism on that right side, on the anti-immigration side, it's obviously bad, and there is clear aggression and extremism on the left side, on the pro-immigration side, and that's the big problem. There's not clear violence, aggression, extremism on the right side, but there is on the left. And when you have that being very clearly stated, but everything tells you, oh no, you know, these are the bad people, they're anti-immigration, they're racist, they're white supremacist, whatever. That's where a big problem starts to creep up. But let's, before I fucking go on a fucking 30-minute tangent before the video even starts, let's just listen to a little bit of it.
Clashes and confrontations. Just how many
Why you fight the dude in the street?
people were arrested?
Taking his flag.
Videos of violence
Charlie
flooding
Kirk.
social media.
Once the genie's out of the bottle, it's very, very difficult to stop it.
Can we protect kids from graphic content? Or
This
has
is
it
some other
become
shit, but
unavoidable?
the immigration shit is first, so
Plus,
we're gonna
the
listen to that.
debate heating up over hosting a
I just want to get to the immigration. We're not gonna listen to all of it.
CTV National News with Heather Butts.
Ha,
Good
butts.
evening. Highly charged and at
name's
times
Heather
violent
Butts.
protests took over the streets of Canada's largest city today. Anti-immigration demonstrators in Toronto clashing with counter-protesters. Heavily armed police stepping in and arresting at least 10 people. CTV's
Yeah.
Scott Lightfoot has the dramatic confrontations.
National anthem. Canadian flags.
Carrying the flag, they marched through the streets of Canada's most multicultural city, voicing their opinions.
Oh, and then they wanted to just claim that this was just that one isolated park, Christie Pitts, which had racial issues in the past. And it was actually a citywide march with a lot of it. I think it was either started or it ended at the Christie Pitts park. And then they wanted to frame it as some sort of racially motivated fucking degrading rally. Like, it's ridiculous. It's pathetic.
I'm not saying no to immigrants. I say we need to slow it down. We need to be more
Sorry, let me...
careful about who we bring into this country.
Anajar is the founder of the Canada
I don't know why it's
First
not going
movement.
back. Canada First
Our
movement, that's what it
duty
is.
is to uphold our history, protect our culture and identity. This is why we're here today.
Yeah.
Today, he organized a rally that began in Christie Pitts on the same day as similar rallies in other cities around the world, inviting like-minded Canadians to stand up for their beliefs.
When my parents came here in 1954,
An immigrant,
they
an immigrant. Assimilated.
We're Catholic, but we don't wear it on our sleeve.
Also in the same park,
And it's not even about that. You have the right to, you know, wear it on your sleeve if you want, but you cannot go out and force your beliefs and enforce what you came from into a different place. That's how we get a lot of really bad shit going on, all right? Like, if we have a bunch of these immigrants coming in, clearly from a bad place, they're trying to escape from and let them turn it into the same place, their home. We let them, turn it into their home, and then they take over and over and over and over, and it gets bigger, and it's like moss in a pool. It's like one day you look at it, it's like, okay, it's just around the edge, and the next day you look at it, it's full. Because it's so rapid, and if you let it happen, then it will just happen. Why are you trying to come to a place and start the same shit that you're leaving? It's such counterintuitive logic, and I don't know how you could even reach that conclusion.
A larger and louder protest against the Canada First rally.
Yeah.
Not
They
in
have
our
to be
park,
louder.
Not in our community. You're not spreading that kind of racism and division.
How is
in
it
our
racist?
neighborhoods.
For
But
some, the chosen site where a riot
Nazi-free.
involving anti-Jewish sentiment
Anti-Jewish,
occurred in
that's what it was.
1933 was enough to draw them out to protest.
I want to keep the fascists down. They're everywhere now. They were more powerful in the 30s. I don't want them to get that powerful again.
That's another problem too, is because they're using this word, because a lot of these older people, they're using this word as a decoy, as like a red herring to say, hey, look, these guys are fascists, but we're actually just doing the same thing. We're just doing it a little bit differently. So these guys are the fascists, these guys are the bad guys, but don't look at us. Look at these guys, because they're doing bad shit. And they're only doing bad shit, quote unquote, because of the backlash that they're receiving and the extremism that they're receiving.
Protesters encircled the Canada First rally, Toronto police forming a barrier.
And you'll see in the comments in a second, everybody agrees with this shit.
And when the Canada First rally took to the streets,
the guy just shoves him for no reason.
Before the skirmishes
tries to rip his shit.
Ended up closing Bloor Street.
It's ridiculous.
They're
walking
with riot weapons moved in.
Yeah, fucking shoot them with it.
Dispersed without issue, many rejoined the march, which made its way along Bloor before heading south. Protesters shouting down the marchers all the way along the route.
Scott Lightfoot, CTV News.
Immigration also in the spotlight in London, where more than
again. So we have this going on. We have it going on in London. We have it going on in the U.S. We have it going on in Ireland. We have it going on in Australia. We have it going on in Japan. We have it going on across the entirety of the world right now. How can nobody come to the conclusion and just solidly say, no, this is not happening? Oh, wait, somebody did. They're called Poland. And they're one of the safest places to live in the world. It's one of the everybody is happy. It's one of the safest places, if not the safest place. They've had 0 terror attacks. So their prime minister claims. 0 terror attacks, which I would believe. Yet we're seeing them everywhere else, rapidly. We're seeing them in Canada, we're seeing them in the States, we're seeing them in the UK, we're seeing them all over the place. And it's not to say that they're doing it. And it's ridiculous if you believe that just because certain people are doing that, that all of them are like that, because obviously that's not true. But it begs the question that why is it happening everywhere else that allow immigration and allow all these kinds of ideas to pretty much come freely? They don't give a fuck, especially in Canada. We don't give a fuck. We invite them in, we give them food, we give them houses, and then we give them jobs. Some of them come here with a bunch of money, they take that money, and then they take it to a place and say, hey, I'm going to give you this money. They're like being a temp agency for themselves. They're like, hey, I'll just give you $4,000 and let me work for you. And then they work for them for the rest of the time. And they're taking jobs away from young Canadians, which is creating a massive division. A massive division. It's very problematic. And if these people don't assimilate, if these people don't accept the culture and kind of join into the culture, or at least respect the culture. You need to have a respect for the culture. If you don't have that, then you have these big problems. You have terror attacks, you have division, you have isolation in these communities where, and honestly, I live in a community that is a lot of immigrant people. I walk down the streets, there's tons of immigrant people everywhere. Everywhere. It is what no matter where you are in Canada, they're all over the place. And there's a massive division because 99% of them, probably it's actually like closer to like fucking 80% of them, barely speak any English. Their kids might maybe the ones who speak English and kind of help them around the world, like help them around Canada. But a lot of them who come here, they barely speak any English. They live 7 to a house. They make tons of money. They send it all back home while they're taking jobs from young Canadians. And then they're creating problems. They're all of this other stuff. There was a fucking report. Let me pull it up here, actually. There actually this was shown.
Good deeds
Pause this,
undone
please.
as thieves in New York.
Pause this, please. Thanks. Well, I have to pause that 7 times. Okay, let me just pull it up here. I'll just pull it up
For
here.
some,
Can you stop? Like, what is going on? Yeah, let me pull this up here. Tim Hortons. Human traffic. Right here. I think it's this one. Let me just go. So, police investigating Tim Hortons manager over alleged teen marriage scam. So, let me see if there's a text messages anywhere. I want to see if they get shown. Right here. Do you have boyfriend? No. Why? Just wanted to know. Sorry if you mind. No, it's just my ex is stalking me and really was worried if he showed up and harassed you. No, what is you IG? Some. I want to ask you something if you don't mind. Yeah, you want Indian boyfriend. How old? 25. I'm only 17. Is it someone I work with? Talking about the ex, I guess, or whatever. My brother, he is looking for a girlfriend. This is the manager. And I'm assuming this girl works at Tim Hortons, and this is the manager. Because she says, is it someone I work with? Question mark. How old? Whatever. So the guy's 25. This guy's brother is 25. He's trying to get this with this 17-year-old. He says, is looking for a girlfriend. He needs someone to get permanent residence in Canada. If you can help him, that he can get papers, something, 15K to 20K too. So he's gonna give this girl 15 to 20K if she'll get his brother a permanent residence in Canada by marrying him. Excuse me? I mean, like, we have laws against this. And yet, I'm pretty sure this was in Canada. Pretty sure this was in Canada. It might have been in the States. Irregardless, it's happening in the States and it can happen elsewhere. Judges are fighting for lesser sentences on immigrants simply so they don't have to be deported. Most of these are illegal immigrants already. So you're you committed a crime to come here, wherever you are, then you commit another crime, and now you have the actual judicial system fighting for you to stay in a country that benefits you. That's disgusting that we are doing that to our people. And I think this might be a crazy take. This might be a little bit fucking wild. I'm just gonna fucking say it though. Anybody, any judge, any person who is fighting for mass, uncontrolled, and unfettered immigration should be tried for treason against the country in which they are doing it in, because all you are doing is destroying the actual people of the country for a foreign nation, and that is the definition of treason. I'll pull it up. It is I believe roughly no, I don't fucking know how to spell treason. Is the crime of betrayal. It's because I have this shit open. I have this shit turned on. Fucking opera. Alright, let's go. Treason is the crime of betraying one's country by attempting to overthrow the government or aiding its enemies. So, not directly its enemies, but you guys are actively trying to overthrow the government. And you can say that you're not all you want, but you have a mass immigration of people. By the way, I believe in the next, there was some sort of graph about this. I'll try to find it. In the next 10 years, I believe it was by 2030 or 2040, they're going to be putting in another 2 million immigrants into the country. After they said they're slowing it, it's really not that slow. In the next 4 years, let's say there's already 10 million here. You are bringing mass amounts of people, and who are they going to vote for? Because they're not going to vote for the people who are trying to kick them out. They're going to vote for the people who are trying to keep them in. So all you're doing is overthrowing the entirety of the country by controlling essentially your control. You're controlling the fact that you're in control. You have a delegation of people who are saying, I want you in power because you keep me here in the good country. You are overthrowing the country. You are turning it into a soft communism country. That's what honestly, is what I feel about it. You're turning it into a soft version of China. Nobody on the outside, nobody in the Western side looks at China and goes, hey, that's a pretty good country. No, the CCP is not great. Nobody thinks that China is a great place to live. They might do some cool shit here and there, but nobody thinks it's fucking good. Why are we trying to turn our country? Why are we allowing our country to be turned into that? I think it's a big problem, and I think people actually really need to strongly fight back against unfettered mass immigration, because the only thing it's going to do is destroy the country that it's happening in. It's going to happen in the US, it's going to happen in England, it's going to happen in Canada, it's going to happen in the Australia, it's going to happen in Japan. No matter where you're immigrating to, if it's mass, uncontrolled, and unfettered immigration, you will destroy the country. Undoubtedly every single time. Because what happened? What happened to all the other times that it's happened? There was mass, uncontrolled, unfettered immigration from UK to here when we settled here, and Canada was first settled, and we met the Aboriginal people of Canada. They were wiped out. We bullied them. We came here and said, if you don't bring us all your shit now, then the moon will disappear, and that'll be a curse from the gods. Because we knew what astrology was. And when the moon fucking disappeared and wasn't shown in the sun, in the fucking sky at nighttime, they freaked the fuck out and gave him all the shit. They gave him all the food, they gave him gold, they gave him literally everything. They gave him people. I actually think it was Christopher Columbus. So, these people in the past had their way of life destroyed. Had themselves killed, slaughtered, diseased, and taken over. And by the way, up until 1980 or 90 roughly, I believe it is, there was still residential schools in Canada killing Aboriginal kids and burying them in the basement. There was multiple schools torn down with, I think, over 1,300 remains of Aboriginal children. You can say it was because it was back then, it was whatever, but it wasn't that back then. If you look at the last residential school to close, it wasn't that fucking long ago. And all that's going to happen is the same shit. I mark my fucking words. If immigration is allowed to happen at a mass and uncontrolled, unfettered rate, give it, depends on the numbers and how much they bring in, but give it 5 or 10 years and the same shit will be happening. There will be buildings, there will be schools, there will be churches, some sort of place where people are brought into, killed, buried in mass. En mass. It's how it happens every time. People are disgusting, deplorable, psychotic, vile animals. It's what it is. That's how we are. That's how we are as people. We need to control that as best as possible. In every single way possible. All these people who are fighting back, they're fighting in the fucking streets, ripping flags down. All the people that were arrested, during this, they said over 10 people were arrested. All the people arrested here were on the left side because they were actively causing violence. They were actively trying to assault people. They were ripping flags out of people's hands. They were screaming and yelling at people. It was all from the left side. Why is that? Well, because if they lose the control, they lose their power. And that's what they don't want happening. That's what they cannot let happen, ever. You fucking look at it. There, Katie Porter, this psycho bitch. She's been popping up pretty frequently. This fucking psycho. This fucking psycho. She cannot lose power. This is a liberal, a left side liberal woman. She is fucking deplorable. She's psychotic. She's like Queen Elizabeth I. If you look back and you read you go on the history about her, that lady was a fucking crazy bitch. This is her. This is her in another life. I was just. Oh, that's not it. I want to see if there's a resemblance. Yeah? Like, this one's pretty skinny. Yeah, this one's a little too skinny. But I think it's pretty close facial-wise. Regardless, this psychotic woman. She fucking screamed at this lady for stepping in her shot. And, she got told off. This lady fucking told her some facts and told her to shut her mouth, basically. Without directly saying it. She'd get fired and probably beat with a belt. Or, boiling hot mashed potatoes dropped on her head. But yeah, I mean, these people are fucking crazy, and you can't allow them to gain any more power because they've gained, to be fair, they've gained way too much. We've had liberals in power for 10 years in Canada, and we still have to deal with Mark Carney unless he's impeached for another three full years. He was promised to have the tariffs lifted July 21st. Didn't do that. He promised to have a budget, I believe the same month or the month after. I'm not sure. Still no budget. Oh, he's dropping it soon. You were the financial head of a bank in the UK for the last 10 years. Where's the budget? Budget's all about money. We should have had this months ago. A. B. For those 10 years that you were in the UK, every single year that you were there and you were controlling finances in the UK, they did worse. They were happy when you left because you were a fucking useless twit. You were a fucking retard. That's what it was. And now you're our fucking prime minister. There needs to be a vote of non-confidence. He needs to be taken out of office, and I believe Pierre, or someone at least in that sphere, there might be some other people, but Pierre was who was running against him last election. Pierre would have done way better because he's just no bullshit. He's just going to say what he is going to do. He's not going to say, I'm going to give you this, 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 and that. And then when it doesn't happen, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. No, he's going to say, okay, I'm going to do this. And then when this is done, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. 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 I'm going to do... Say what you want about Trump, whatever. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. A lot of things I do agree with. He said he would sign something like a 20 or 30, whatever. He said he would sign a bunch of executive orders. As soon as he got in office, that was the first thing he did. That's the first thing he did. He signed a fuck ton of papers, he live streamed it, and you could see him sign every single one of the papers, and there was another person behind him announcing what the paper was and what it was for, what he was signing, etc. He signed it, he said, yep, we're going to sign this, no, I'm not going to, whatever, and he signed all the shit. What did our prime minister do? Our president, if you know, you want to use the word, be simplistic. Well, what did he do? He put the government on vacation. And he went on vacation. For a week. Because he won. Let's celebrate. No, you have a fucking country to run. You can fucking celebrate when you deserve to celebrate. Your country is in fucking shambles. You have fucking people on the streets, people building the houses for other people who can't even buy houses themselves because of your fucking taxes, the lack of jobs, everything. Pay is shit. Oh, and house prices are through the fucking roof. You have grocery prices through the roof, house prices through the roof, pay is shit, taxes eat your fucking dick. What's left? You're a fucking nugget sitting on a couch. You can't fucking do anything. Like, it's a fucking joke, and people are tired of it. People are tired of this shit. Look, if you're not a citizen and do a crime, you should be deported instantly. Protecting Canadians and Canada is not racism. Canada cannot support immigration due to the degree we have been. As a country, we can't even support ourselves. Exactly. We have people on the streets who are building homes for other people when most people, A, can't even buy the fucking home because they're fucking taken by a fucking immigrant who's getting fucking paid by the government to get that home. Yet you want to bring in more people and then claim the other people who are fighting back against it, the true-born Canadians of this country, who are fighting back against it because their way of life is being destroyed by a higher power that they have no control over. It's fucking sad that we've even gotten to the point where we can be told that we are the problem for wanting a good life in our own country. We are soft on crime, a liberal country, mass immigration, one of the worst ways of life, the worst happinesses of life, probably across the globe. You can't defend yourself. You can't make money. If you have the chance to get a home, again, you can't defend it. And then you have police chiefs telling you to fucking roll over on the couch and throw your car keys at the robbers. It's ridiculous. It's fucking pathetic. And all you get when you get soft on crime bullshit is this. You get fucking people stealing out of clothing donation bins. Stealing clothes. This was in New York City. They stole $500,000 from donation bins. This is what you get when you're soft on crime and you let people abuse your country beyond any repair. This is what you get. You get deplorable fucking losers who jump in clothing donation bins. It's fucking pathetic. And then we're told that we're the problem. I'm gonna pull up another thing here. Was it Mississauga? It might not have been. Might not have been Mississauga. I believe his name was Faruqi, something Faruqi, I believe. He was a man who was shot and killed in front of his family in Canada. I can probably find it in this. Crime spree in Canada. It was all over the place. Man shot in front of family in Canada.
Aleem Faruqi's four children should have started school today. His youngest daughter, just 4 years old, should have had her very first day of kindergarten. But instead, they're mourning the loss of their father, shot to death right in front of their eyes after 3 masked men broke into their home here in Vaughan.
He got the daughters on the gunpoint, brought them upstairs. As soon as
it was in Vaughan.
The other intruder,
I thought it was Mississauga. I'm pretty sure they're pretty close.
Physical interaction. He just shot him right there. So as far as I know, he shot him twice, once in stomach, once in chest, and yeah, we lost Aleem right then.
And that was in front of his family?
It was in front of his daughters, all 3 of the daughters that the intruder was bringing upstairs on a gunpoint. and they locked his son in a bedroom, and his wife, who was trying to run away from there, she was there too.
Emergency crews run.
You see what happens. You see what happens when you're soft on crime. You defund and de-empower the police as well as private citizens and the public. You're de-empowering the public and the people of the nation who are providing for the nation and abiding by the laws. You're punishing them. That's all you're doing is punishing the law-abiding citizens while actively empowering the criminals to do their crimes. You let them out multiple times, you give them lighter sentences, and you allow them to do it again and again. You charged another man up in Lindsay for protecting himself after nearly being shot and killed with a crossbow, a designated lethal weapon in Canada. Yet you charged him as well as the other guy for nearly killing the guy. He should have killed the fucking guy. He broke into his fucking house at 3 a.m., was hiding in the shadows, and could have shot him in the head with a lethal weapon. He should have killed the guy. And it's fucking deplorable that he didn't, honestly. And it's even worse that he was actively punished for defending himself. Oh, and by the way, there was another person outside. So there was an attempted multiple person home invasion. This guy could have died. He was a standard working man, a normal working dude in Canada, providing for himself. When, I believe it was 3 dudes, one of them actually in the house, 2 of them waiting outside on the roof of his house. 3 people walked up to his house with an attempt to break in at 3 a.m. And he was punished. He didn't put that upon himself. He didn't ask them to break into his house. He didn't ask to have to defend himself at 3 a.m. I also believe he had children in the house. Yet you punish him. You punish another man. This is actually, it's this one right here, I believe.
We go live to...
Oh no, this was the deadly home invasion. I believe this was about a month ago, so I believe it was about a month and a half. Maybe it was about, maybe 3 weeks. Or it was anywhere between a month and a half and 2 months ago. You had another guy who actually didn't shoot at anybody. I believe he shot into the air, defending his home in Mississauga or Vaughan or wherever, because criminals were trying to steal his vehicle. Yet he was punished. He was punished, fined, and threatened to be put in jail and have his gun license taken away for not even doing anything. Yet you're actively empowering the criminals. We have one of the highest crime rates of all time. Yet you're still punishing the people who are trying to stop it. Not trying to stop it, but they have it thrust upon them and have to defend themselves. These aren't people actively going and being vigilantes. They don't think they're fucking Batman. These are people who wake up in the middle of the night, they hear fucking windows being broken, they hear steps in their fucking homes, they have weapons pointed at them or their family members and have to defend themselves, and yet you punish them? It's disgusting. And it needs to change. I mean, like, where's our country gonna be? We've gone through this for far too fucking long. We've had 10 years of this bullshit, this soft on crime fucking pansy shit. Our country is destroyed, our people are fed up, and shit is gonna get fucking crazy. I'm surprised it hasn't already. The only reason is because they're trying to ban all the fucking weapons, and they already have banned most of them. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, hold on, one sec. I guess really the whole point of, again, of why I'm talking about this, I did say it very briefly at the beginning, but yeah, I think it's very important. And I was being very passionate. Like, I'm very passionate. I love my country, and I want the best for the country, and I think everybody does, realistically. for the most part, there's a lot of people who just want to see fucking shit burn, and those people need to be put in asylums. But yeah, I was getting very heated, and I do get very heated, and I don't personally see it as really heated. I get very passionate. It's very cliche. It's fucking stupid. I say it all the time, honestly, but it is cliche. It's retarded. Whatever. I'm Italian. We get passionate. It's what it is. But I'm passionate about the country that I grew up in, I was born and raised in, and hopefully raise a family in. But I can't see myself staying in a country that actively punishes me for following its laws that empower the criminals. I mean, they want to take people's guns away. They want to de-empower the public and private citizens. Yet, we have a very, very, very uncontrolled gun problem, a gun infiltration problem. We have guns flying across the border. We have drugs flying across the border. Both ways. All kinds of different ways. They're coming into our ports. They're coming across the border. All kinds of shit. And it's because we are not hard enough on this. We just found one of the biggest drug labs up in Vancouver, British Columbia, one of the two, somewhere around there. One of the biggest drug labs. They were testing out brand new, untested, untreated, literally brand new. Nobody's even thought. They just threw random shit together and started making brand new drugs. If you give this any more time, and if you're a Canadian citizen, you fucking hear this. If anything you take away, if you are a Canadian citizen, fight back against liberals, try to get a non-confidence vote against Justin Trudeau, or fucking Justin, honestly, he would have been fucking better than Mark Carney is at this point. This is getting crazy. But Mark Carney, fight back against Carney. Fight back against liberals. Liberal policies, liberal laws, and the liberal way of approaching this country has destroyed it. We cannot allow this anymore. We cannot. If you like Canada, if you want to live in Canada, you want to live in a peaceful, crime-free, well-meaning, and good to live in country where you can work, you can pay for a house, you can support a family, and you have a little bit of money to have fun with. You have a little bit of money left over. That's all most people want, yet we can't have it because we've had liberals in power for too long. We've had this for too long. And only now we're saying our system is broken. Something is broken. Something needs to change. Fix this, fix that. No. Everybody out. If you're an illegal immigrant, if you're not supposed to be here for any other reason, get the fuck out of the country. Support the people inside of this country. Get rid of your bullshit taxes and your bullshit policies so that people can actually live and support themselves. And that's all we want. We don't even need the fucking guns. We don't need to be able to support ourselves, or defend ourselves and defend our property, because realistically, the police can do it. The police can come and shoot the fucking bad guys. But if you de-empower the police while empowering criminals and de-empowering police and citizens, and empowering criminals with your soft on crime policies, all you're going to get is powerful crime. It's all you're going to get. You're going to get strong crime and weak policing. Weak laws, strong crime. That's all you're going to get. And it's clearly what's happened. People are being slaughtered in their homes. It shouldn't be happening. This should have never happened in Canada, yet people could not. Straight up, I went to the polls. Last time I voted, went to the polls. And I was talking to one of the people, we were chatting, whatever. And a lot of people don't tell you who they're voting for anyways, whatever. But, we were talking to these people in line, and they said, oh, we don't even know who we're going to vote for. They were just going to walk up to the paper and look at the names and vote for somebody. They're like, oh, we know Carney and we know Pierre. That's it. So basically, they're looking at Carney and they're looking at Pierre. So you're giving yourself a 50-50 chance on having a good country. Why are you even fucking voting? If you don't even know what you're voting for, why are you voting at all? Go fucking back home, deal with your kids, whatever the fuck. Get out of the get out of the polling station. And I know they weren't fucking around, and they actually had to think about who they were voting for because they stood at the fucking page for 1.5 minutes each. Like, come on. Why? And so I actually believe that a lot of people went to that and just said, oh, I know Carney, and, you know, I know Pierre, and I don't really know Pierre, but Carney's this bank guy or whatever, and all banks, like, they deal with money and stuff, so, like, money might be good, and, like, okay, so probably Carney, that might be, like, the best, you know, like, probably Carney's a good choice. Yet they know none of his policies, they know none of what he was gonna do, they have no fucking idea, they don't even know either of them. It's just like a subconscious authority vote where they say, okay, so I have no idea who this guy is, so he's like irrelevant, and then this guy was like the head of a bank for 10 years in England. Let's go for this guy. Yeah, you have no idea what you're voting for. It's and then you're gonna you're gonna turn around and complain in your house and complain at your job and with your buddies and shit and say, oh, this country is, I can't even work anymore. They fucking bag of milk's fucking. My mom, she goes, oh, I got some milk. It was half off. She got 4 fucking things of milk. 4 things of milk. She goes, oh, it was half off. How much is it? $5.99 each. So a normal bag of milk's like $13 plus tax. That's like probably a little over $14 for 1 bag of milk. You want a bowl of cereal? That's $5. Nobody can fucking live anymore. And then you're gonna turn around and say, oh my god, these people are getting crazy. Whatever. Yeah, they're getting fucking crazy. Because when people can't have a good quality of life, they will rebel. That's the fastest way to get people to rebel and for people to attack you and for people to fucking, you know, attempt to overthrow you. And honestly, that's how you create extremism. That's actively how you create extremism, is you take away the quality of life that somebody was once given at one point and once experienced, and you treat them as if they're lesser. You will actively and very quickly create extremism and a diversity problem there. And it's already happening. The working class and the rest of the people are at, it's like the working class is in a bubble and everybody else is around them. You have the immigrants here, and then the fucking rich people up here, and then the politicians over here, and they feel like they're fucking circled on all ends, and nothing they do will get out of it. That's a problem. That's how you get very, 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 very violent shit happening. People from all sides will become very violent because they are promised one thing and actively degraded beyond it. These guys are pushed down, beat on, spit on, degraded, told they're useless, told they're nothing. Not directly, but through the actions of the people and the policies that are put into place. That's how you get people pissed off. That's how you get division. That's how you get rebellion. And that's how you piss off a country. It is what it is.